Okay, let's do a video. Let's do a video about how to have better balance. Balance is really important. Uh, Makes everything better when you have good balance. Because when you have good balance, it means that all the channels are clear and open, and that your blood can circulate well, lymph can circulate well, you get oxygen in your brain and lungs. If you have bad posture, it's more of a closed off, it's a harder time to circulate. Okay, so the idea, good posture starts from the feet. So first things first, it's nice to kind of, one thing that you could do is this rocking back and forth thing. Get the feeling for putting your weight in your heels, putting your weight in your toes. And I'm doing it more extreme so you can see, like this. Toes, heels, toes, heels. But that front to back balance on your feet, being able to control where your weight is on your foot. You can do it extreme, like I'm doing here, or you could do it more subtle. Right now I'm on forward on my feet, middle, backward on my feet, middle, forward on my feet. So just getting to know where you are on your feet is the first step to balance. See, I have pretty good balance, which means that I can stay centered on my feet even as the top of my body goes off center. Which means that I'm able to keep the weight distributed on the joint in my ankle. So you get to know your joints. Where in the joint does it feel like the weight is distributed in a balanced way? So once you get your foot situated and you start to feel your ankle on your feet, your heel, what you're trying to do is you're going to start stacking your joints on a straight line. So from the side, there will be a little bend. Bend in your knees, a little bend in your hips, a little bend in your spine. The spine from the hips goes forward and then back, and then forward a little bit again. So from this angle, it should all be straight. From this angle, there's bend for impact. So if you feel like you're going off balance a little bit, the fact that your knees are bent and your hips are bent makes you able to come back. I'm smiling because this is kind of how characters move in video games. When you're picking out the character is like, maybe not like that. Anyway, so you get to know where your feet are, you know. Also in and out, inside of foot, outside of foot balance. Can you distribute your weight to the inside of your foot? Distribute your weight to the outside of your foot. And obviously, you know, being able to do this involves being able to balance the rest of your body. And the way that you balance the rest of your body is what I'm talking about, this straight line from the front stacking motion. So you place your feet, feel your weight on your heels, feel your ankles, that joint. You can roll it in and out. If you roll it in, they call it pronation. You don't want to do that too much at all, really. What you want to do is you want to bring your weight so it's distributed across your foot like so. So all the way from the ball of your foot down to the heel of your foot. Ball to outside and then heel. So like a footprint. Then you get into your ankles, you get into your knees. Knees on the straight line, same line as the ankles, which means that when you bend your knees, they go down and stay aligned with your ankles. If If you're out, then when you bend down, the knees will go out. You're not on the same line as your ankles. So you want to be able to, even when you're bending, stay balanced, which is okay. So ankles, stack your knees, and then your hips also on the same line in a way where it's just an up-down motion. There's no sideways motion when you bend. And then once you align your hips, you stack your shoulders on top of your hips. Because if you're bending forward like this, then you're using a lot of your muscles to stay balanced. And you don't want to do that. You want to use your bones to stay balanced, like a stick. Your bones are like sticks. When a stick is straight up and down in the ground, it'll balance naturally by gravity, right? If this stick had a foot, obviously it would be balancing even better. But if the stick is off balance, like if I'm off balance, it falls. It has no chance. It would have to have some other outside force to keep it upright, like muscles, which obviously the stick doesn't have, but we have. And then our muscles start to compensate. They start to feel very uncomfortable and spasm and do all kinds of weird stuff. So we don't want that. We don't want our muscles to keep us upright. We want our bones to stand straight up to the earth so that gravity naturally helps us stay upright. And that's what I mean by stacking your joints, because when you stack your joints, then your bones are stacked right on top of each other, like sections of this bamboo. This bamboo is imperfect. It's bendy in weird places. So this bamboo doesn't have perfect posture either. So it's more likely to tip over. But you get the point. Do I have a very straight stick? Not near me. But I think you get the picture. So in order to have good posture, you want to stand straight up from the ground, straight up to the sky. Imagine the crown of your head reaching up as high as possible, up to the sky. You place your feet, situate your ankles, and you move around. You move around in order to find where the balance point is, because if you think about it, you're really just floating on your joints. This is kind of your joints are full of synovial fluids, kind of just floating in a sea of your own biology or anatomy, whatever you want to call it. So you feel yourself on your knees. Where is the balance point? And that's how you improve your balance. You find the places. When you're balanced, when you get yourself really nice and situated, you can balance on one foot. So distribute the weight evenly from one foot. Stack. Have the ankles straight, pointing straight up. Knee right above the ankle. Hip right above the knee. Shoulders square above the hip. See? It's hard to do that when you're sideways. But when you're straight, very easy. Stand like this forever. When you go sideways, it gets a lot harder. So that's why it's really good to practice standing straight, because it'll help you conserve energy. You'll need to spend less of your muscles in order to just keep yourself together. You just relax. Just stand naturally. Exchange feet. If you're standing straight, it's easy. If you're standing, it's harder. So that's my tutorial on standing straight and good posture and good balance. I hope it's useful. Once you get good balance down, strength also helps. And so you get stronger in the places where you get more balanced. And then it becomes really, what's the word? Stable. Lower body stability is really good, not just for posture and balance, but it's also, related to mood and mind. Because when you're really stable with your feet on the ground, you feel stable on your legs, you feel stable in your seat, life feels different. Anxiety becomes less common. A lot of these kinds of issues can be dealt with through the body, because the body and the mind are connected through the brainstem. It becomes the same thing. Brain, brainstem, and then all the nerves going all the way through the body. The body and the brain, very much the same thing. It's like trying to separate them. It's like trying to separate roots from trees. They go together. So if you want to be stronger in your brain, you get stronger in your body, and it happens. Stability in the body is stability in the brain. You can do it. You can do it. Anyone can do it. It's just about practice. And you have 100 some odd joints in your body. Balance, strength, and movement opens up the joints so you can get rid of tension. I think that's probably enough for this balance video. I'm going to sign off. Danica Sonsa with Sonsa Spinza. Good posture, strength, and coordination also helps with flow arts. Staff spinning, very useful. Having good posture makes it possible to keep the stick on the line. And by line, I mean the place where it spins. Because if it's always on the same line, then you can create patterns that are predictable and follow them. Okay, bye for now.